Hey everybody. I just want to take this opportunity to kind of introduce myself and talk about, who I am and what I do, so you get a better feel of where I'm coming from in regards to class. Okay. Um, as you know, and as you may have seen on a general info um, video, that my name is Brad Ulrich, and of course, a professor at Mid Michigan College. I've been at Mid for 15 years now. Um, I was an adjunct, which associate professor for the first 12 years, okay, and then got my master's degree. And luckily for me, my boss at Mid at the same time that I got my degree, she retired, and I was able to kind of roll into that. So. So that's how I wound up doing that. Never planned on going into teaching originally. Just kind of fell into it. I was, basically a graphic designer and illustrator, and have been doing it for years. My first professional sale was when I was 17 years old. Okay, and I'm 54 now, so do the math. So yeah. My bachelor's degree is in graphic design, uh, and my master's degree, my MFA, is in illustration. With a, I had a focus on comic book and graphic novel illustration, which is sort of my passion. This is the kind of stuff that I do. I just finished this up. This is a cover thing for an upcoming thing that I'm doing for uh, this publisher that I've known for, you know, 30 years now. He's doing this little sword and sorcery thing, so I'm doing a fun little 6-page comic, sort of a riff on Conan the Barbarian sort of thing. And let's see, I'm also working on a longer graphic novel right now. Okay, so these are the the pages for the thing. Everything's kind of in reverse. And this is a more realistic, heavily photo referenced sort of adventure tale. Both these things are set in the ancient world, which I'm also kind of a history nut. So, but this one's pretty long though. The first story in this graphic novel is 40 pages long. Um, and it's all scripted out first beforehand and all that. And that's the thing about comics is you draw comics, you got to learn how to you got to be able to draw everything from in this case Phoenician ships and Roman cargo vessels to the human body and that's where action sequences come from in comics. It's all like drawing the figure over and over and over again. So I don't just do comics either. Do a little web design, and stuff like that. So I do the graphic design stuff. Oh, and I do portraiture occasionally. This is not so much what we would call portrait commission. This is what you would call fan art. Okay. This if you're a Doctor Who fan, this is John Pertwee who played the third Doctor. Let's see, back in the 70s. And then, of course, there's William Hartnell, the first Doctor. Okay. So yeah, that kind of stuff kind of goes hand in hand with doing the comic stuff because if you go to cons, you want to be able to sell your work and stuff like that. And sometimes I have people ask me, hey, why don't you do that for a living? And the truth is, um, being a college professor pays better, way better. Comics is a great hobby, but there's a reason why. Um, if you've ever been to a Comic Con, you got these artists that are kind of sitting there drawing away, and they seem kind of unapproachable. And I think that's because a lot of comic artists they have to do that. They don't get paid enough to make a living, so they have to go to Comic Cons and like sell their work, commissions and stuff like that. And basically what I've seen is it boils down to either greed or desperation. The really successful ones get a little bit greedy, and the other ones are just desperate. And who needs that? So I really enjoy teaching. And I teach both graphic design and drawing and illustration. And the artwork end of it, doing the artwork, is a terrific hobby. I've got some guys that I've worked with. Like I said, the one I've known for 30 years. That's what I'm doing stuff for. And like here, this is one of his publications that I did some work for not too long ago. He was just like, "Hey, you got some free time? Can you do some illustration for me?" I'm like, "Sure, okay." And that was it's actually this one here, the color one, Bomba the Jungle Boy. Who I'd never even heard of prior to that. Just some old movie character, and then some stuff from King Solomon's Mines. Again, these are jungle, like I said, jungle tales. So if you get to know a publisher or the main guy at a publishing firm, and then you can find pretty steady work, and you can do it when you want. Same is true with like this kind of stuff. This is a anthology that I did some work for. I did a little science fiction story, a little two-parter. That was fun. So yeah, that's kind of what I do. You know, so if you're interested in that kind of thing, I also I teach a comic book and graphic novel illustration course, usually in the winter semester. It's a lot of fun. I let students kind of create their own characters and write their own stories and sort of develop their own thing. Oh, in case you're wondering, this is an animator's glove. Because while I'm sitting here working on syllabi and stuff like that, I'm also you use it for if you're using a Wacom tablet and stylus. I'm also doing a little bit of artwork, digital artwork, and fooling around with that. It's what I do on my days in my home office. Work on stuff, and then also kind of doodling the entire time. This is sort of what I do. I draw every day. I use Photoshop and Illustrator nearly every day. You got my enormous drawing board back here, okay, which has a light table built in and all of that. That actually belonged to my father, and he used it for 30 years. And then he was going to junk it. He's like, "Oh, I'm just going to put it off behind the shed." I was like, "No. The hardware alone on this thing cost $400 to replace." So I was like, "Dad, please." So he gave it to me. I've been lugging it around ever since. So yeah, that's my home studio here. Vintage toys, original comic strip art, which I'm a huge fan of. Huge comic book guy, of course. Um, yeah, and that's basically that's my professional stuff. Let's see, married, 3 kids, 2 in college right now. One is a senior in high school. And boy, wow. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. A couple of dogs, cat. All right. Okay, that's me. I look forward to getting to know you guys. All right.